Impressive win for Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns against the Baltimore Ravens. They win this game 33-31, game-winning field goal. Deshaun Watson on the day. He did throw a pick six, so he threw an interception. 20 of 34, 213 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown. But he was 14 of 14 in the second half for 134 passing yards. He played phenomenal. And he did this without his 2 starting tackles with this team. And DeJuan Jones was not able to play in this game either. He was a tackle that came in and has played very good in his rookie season since Jack Conklin's been out when they went against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they obviously did this without Nick Chubb. Jerome Ford has been a very solid running back with this team when he's been filling in that void for Nick Chubb. He had 17 carries for 107 rushing yards. This was just a good come-behind victory for the Cleveland Browns overall, and they're starting to get some things together. This offense did this against a top defense in the Baltimore Ravens, and I do understand it's a division game, but that's why they needed to win this game. The first time these two teams played, Deshaun Watson was not able to play, and the Ravens had a lot of injuries on their own as well, but Deshaun Watson coming in and playing like this, that definitely helps the Cleveland Browns' confidence moving forward. They were able to run the football at a high clip. Kareem Hunt did have the rushing touchdown in this game. He's not the same Kareem Hunt he was a couple of seasons ago, but he's still a very solid running back that knows the system with this team. Amari Cooper, good for sure-handed wide receiver. He has been that guy since they traded for him. He had a good season last season. Today he has 6 catches for 58 yards. 98 yards, while David Njoku had 6 carries for 58 yards. And you look at Elijah Moore. 5 catches, 44 yards, and 1 touchdown. I love it. I love it. They're getting production now outside of Amari Cooper, and that's what they need. You no longer have Donovan Peoples-Jones. They traded him to the Detroit Lions. He wasn't able to get much of a role with this team. I would love to see Cedric Tillman get more snaps with this team. That's just me nitpicking at this point because he can offer some speed. He can offer a lot of versatility in that wide receiving room, but I do worry about their targets besides Amari Cooper. They just need consistent playmakers around Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson, if he could play like this every week, or he can play like this majority of the time, the Cleveland Browns will definitely make the playoffs. Because just listen to this. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals early this season in dominant fashion. Then they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Then they lost to the Steelers. But then they just split with the Ravens. That's a major win and a much-needed win in this division that is starting to get a bit crowded right now because the Bengals just lost to the Houston Texans. So the Browns can string some wins together, especially next week. If they can beat the Steelers, they can be in a very good situation in this division. They can be in the driver's seat if they can start getting some wins together, and Deshaun Watson can just be more consistent with this team. But they definitely needed this out of Deshaun Watson. He played like how he played with the Houston Texans a couple of years ago. And their defense, man, their defense is amazing. Greg Newsome III had a beautiful interception, and so did Mike Ford. Mike Ford came down with a Madden hit stick on Lamar Jackson right before he underthrew the ball for an interception. They put a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson, and they made guys beside Mark Andrews go out there and beat them. Odell Beckham did come away with a touchdown in this game, but that was the only thing that he did in this game that was of note. Zay Flowers led them in receiving yards, but they clamped down on the run. They were not able to run the football with Keaton Mitchell. He had 3 carries for 34 yards, and the longest carry that he had went for 39 yards. Besides that, they kept him on lockdown. And they also kept Lamar Jackson going around and scrambling around as well. And they also did a very good job of containing Gus Edwards. He only had 32 rushing yards off 11 carries. So they stopped the run game of the Baltimore Ravens and they made them one-dimensional. Beautiful game plan by Jim Schwartz. Beautiful play by the defensive line of the Cleveland Browns, including Myles Garrett, who was making the case to be Defensive Player of the Year. But today, it came down to guys like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and that secondary. This is why I say the Cleveland Browns have the best secondary in football. Greg Newsome III, Greg Newsome II, and Mike Ford rarely let up anything in this game. And this was beautiful to see because this is a Cleveland Browns team that is still dealing with a lot of injuries. I said that they're dealing with injuries on the offensive side of the ball. They're dealing with some injuries on the defensive side of the ball as well. But this was a very good game overall for the Cleveland Browns, and I'm proud to see them come away with this win. This could be a season-changing win for this team. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Have a blessed day, guys. Peace.